Hello, Steve here from Folding Firebox. I got a message on my YouTube channel from Jeff, aka Tigermaples, and he said he'd been making some alcohol stoves from Arizona tea cans and had really good success with them. They're a little bit bigger, and he puts a nice big hole in the perimeter. And anyway, he wanted me to give it a try. He had gotten really good times. What he had done was he had boiled 2 cups of water in less than 4 minutes and gotten a total of a 6-minute burn time, and that was with 1 ounce of heat. Now I'm going to be using denatured alcohol. This is the Sunnyside stuff, and I'm pretty sure I've got the right stuff because it does say marine stove fuel here. So this is what I've been using in my tests, at least my recent tests. So he did that in a small Imusa pot or a grease pot or something of that nature. I'm going to be using kind of my standard, and I don't know what the brand name of this is, but it's an aluminum pot, my camping pot, and I'm going to be setting it up with the Firebox. He was real curious to see kind of the difference in time, and I don't know if he did his tests outdoors or if he did them on a bench in a shop or something where there would be no breezes. I'm actually on my back porch, and we live here on this hill. You can hear the traffic going by. A lot of that traffic is actually for the wildfires that we've been having here. Right here in the center of the state of Utah. I would show you the big smoke plumes, but this morning they're gone, so that's a good sign. But that's the way it's been every morning. I wake up and it looks like the fires are out or really close to being out, and then by the afternoon they're just a big raging fire again. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the Firebox. And he said he set his up with 3/4 of an inch of headspace. Let me see if I can orient this so you can actually see the... Okay, I'm going to try to gauge this to about what I think 3/4 of an inch headspace is. I'm going to try it at this very highest position. And then I'm going to go ahead and measure. That looks like that might be a little too high. Yeah, that's more like a 1/2 inch. So I'm not going to have, well, let's see. If I put these sticks in vertically in the very next position down, that's probably going to be my closest to a 3/4 inch headspace that I'm going to be able to achieve. So let's try that. Okay, so that's closer to 7/8. But once again, I think that's probably about as close as I'm going to be able to get it for all intents and purposes. Okay, and since he used 1 fluid ounce of alcohol, I'm going to use 1 fluid ounce. I'm kind of feeling like it probably should be a little bit more than that. With these outdoor conditions, it's going to be cutting it close, and I'd hate for it to not reach a full boil, but let's see, let me get a little stick here. Okay. We are up and running. I'm going to go ahead and pour in my 2 cups of water, and this is just tap temperature. And while that's coming to a bloom, actually I'm going to put this on here to help it come to a bloom a little faster. And I am getting a pretty substantial breeze here. I may want to rotate this Firebox a little bit so that high side can block that breeze. So the breeze is kind of coming from right directly towards me. Okay, I don't know if I'll be able to hear that when it comes to a bloom or what. Okay, I'll find my timer here. Watch, stopwatch. I'm not hearing a hissing, and I can't see it. Let's give that just a second longer. I don't want to overheat my pan either. That's hot. Okay. Kind of hearing some sounds. Okay, the jets are just starting now, so we're almost to a bloom. I'm going to use my... Now I'm going to see if I can get this on. I did heat... Okay, we're at a full bloom now. So I am going to set that on and start. At 2 minutes. Yeah, we actually have the encampment for all the wildfire firemen just down the road at our middle school. The middle school, and then there's a ballpark right next to the middle school, and that whole thing is just full of trucks and tents and you know, big 18-wheelers with the catering trailers, just everything they need to fight these wildfires, and the traffic has just been going back and forth. This morning there was a little bit of smoke kind of filling the valley, and our whole house smelled like smoke inside, but it wasn't too bad. But right now, I mean, last night it looked like an atomic bomb went off over this other side of the mountain, and this morning I can't see anything at all, so I'm taking that as a really good sign. Okay, we're at 344, and I might just peek in at it to see if we do beat. We're at 351. Oh, it's really close. It really is. Oh man, it's just on the verge. Every time I open it up, I set it back just a little bit further. Okay, I'm going to give this to 430. I'm going to peek again. Oh, it's making some sounds. It might be there. 425. 430. Not quite. Yeah, I'll have to ask Tigermaples or Jeff if his test was done on a bench or if it was done outside. I'm guessing it was probably done on a bench. Just this, there's actually a pretty decent breeze here, so I'm sure that's making a difference. Okay, we're starting to get some bubbles rising. We're at 5 minutes and 7 seconds. Now we only have till about 6 minutes, and this thing's going to run out of fuel, so I hope we can beat that time. Okay, we're starting to get some isolated boiling at 531. Okay, we're at 604. And yep, I ran out of fuel. Okay. Well, I was a little concerned that might be the case with this breeze out here. Being on the end of these hills, I mean, even though this is fairly early in the morning, being on the hills, it's hard to get away from that breeze. Okay, so I'm going to set this up a little differently and try again. Okay, I moved the whole operation into the garage to get away from the breeze. So, excuse me, everything is cooled down. Even the alcohol stove is cool to the touch. So I'm going to go ahead and, well, hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself here. So I'm going to go ahead and put the 1 ounce of fuel in. 2 cups of water. Once again, tap temperature. I'll find my stopwatch here. Okay, wait for that to come to a bloom. And it's getting close, it's thinking about it. Almost there. There we go. Okay, the jets are lit. It'll probably... There we go. Okay, that's a full blossom. For sure. Okay, start. Okay, we're running. So let's see how this works out with absolutely no breezes. And in this situation where there's no wind at all, I've opened the wind damper so the heat will be able to flow freely both directions, which will give that flame a little more contact with the pot. So I'm sure this is going to make a pretty significant difference on the time for, both of those reasons. See if I can set this stopwatch up in such a way that you can see it. I do like this alcohol stove though. It's a nice size and it really puts out a lot of heat. So for water boiling it would be great. I think for cooking, okay, we're getting close here. 350 and it's really close. The bubbles are starting to definitely think about rising. I don't think I can call it a boil just yet. I'm going to try again at 430. Maybe a little quicker than that. It sounds like something's going on. Okay, we've got some boiling. We're at 420. So that's not an absolute raging boil, but it's just, it's right there. Okay, so it started boiling at about 420, maybe a little bit before that. And the boiling is just increasing in intensity as we go along. We're at a full 5 minutes at this point. Yeah, this is going considerably longer than 6 minutes. I'm sure that I put an ounce in there. We're at almost 8 minutes. There's 8 minutes now. And the stove is starting to flicker a little bit. I think it's getting really close. And there it goes. Okay. Thanks, Tigermaples, for sending me that stove. I really appreciate it. It's awesome. I love it. I think I'll use it. And it's fun to play. Thanks for watching, everyone.